Hello and welcome to another online training session with Shiro Kashi Aikido. Over this and the next two videos, we'll be looking at the 31 count kata. We're going to break them down into 3 short katas to help you learn them, and in this video we'll be focusing on the first 12 moves. Before we do that, here is a quick look at the whole kata so you can see what we'll be building towards. As you can see, there's a lot to learn, but don't be put off by that. By breaking the kata into 3 parts and looking closely at each move, you'll soon understand and be able to replicate the sequence. So let's take a look at the first section now. It's made up of 12 moves, and you may notice some of them are repeated. The kata starts from Jo no Kamai. So the Jo is vertically in front of you, and the first move is Kaishitsuki. So if you know your Jo Sabura, you'll know Kaishitsuki, but we'll quickly run through the basic points. Jo's in front of the toes, and your feet are in Jo no Kamai posture. You're hiding behind the Jo with your right side of your body pulled back. Your right arm moves forward, up the side of the Jo, the inside of the Jo, turning your hand over but keeping your elbow low to grip at the top of the Jo. Don't reach over the top this way, exposing your elbow. This is bad form. After you've turned your hand over, draw the Jo back. As you do, you lower your hip and soften your body. As you're drawing the Jo back, it's coming back on a straight line, moving your body out the way. If you don't move your body, your Jo may turn to the side. You may get this looping motion. So straight draw back there. We don't want to be seeing a big turning move as it comes across. This is incorrect. Of course, once it's drawn back, you can then step forward and make a forward thrust, a straight Chudan strike. So let's now look at move 1 and 2 together. Kaishitsuki, followed by a high block stepping off to the right hand side. You'll notice when I make the block, I move with my back foot, my right foot, and then my left foot afterwards. So my right foot moves, then my left foot. If we see it from the front, you'll see the angle. So my feet are in hanmi, my front foot is pointing forward, my Jo is above my head, it's in line with my hanmi. So my whole body's on the same line there. You'll notice the angle of the Jo. Front end is a lot lower than the back end. I bend my wrists back to make a strong brace. And this will protect my head. So the Jo's got to be right above my forehead there. It's no good being behind me, in front of me. This would make me blocking with my arm, which would be dangerous. So we use the Jo for the block, not the rest of the body. So that's the end of position 2. Moving on, adding move 3, we have another thrust. So the Jo drops down from the high block position straight into Ski Kamai, so you can then make a thrust. It's quite a simple, basic, straightforward move. So we're getting a bit of a pattern now. Thrust, block, thrust, and then move 4, we have another block. This time bringing our hands together in the center of the Jo above your head, rotating the Jo, and then stepping forward to make a strike. So this is move 1 to 5 now, all put together. Block is the end of move 4, the strike is move 5. So if we see that from the front, we'll count them out this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're making sure on all of the blocks we've got a nice wide view between our arms. My arm is not blocking the view at all. So I can see through my arms there. I can again when they come together on the second block. And now we'll add move 6. So after our thrust and block, and our second thrust and our second block, move 5, you remember, is the rotating strike, and number 6 is another rotating strike, this time into left hand knee. So move 5 finishes here. Then we open the jo to the right, drop the tip, open your right foot slightly, raise your hands above your head, drop the jo behind the back, step forward into left hand knee and cut. There's move 5, drop the jo to the right. You'll see there, I can see straight through my arms as I raise to make the high guy strike. So the first 6 moves are all in the same direction, all going forward. Move 7 we start to change and we actually come back on ourselves. So if we watch the first 6 moves, 5, move 6, we're going to turn on the spot 180 degrees and cut behind us. So again, that's position 5, we make position 6, and then we turn on the spot, raising the hands high, in time with the body, dropping the jo behind the back before cutting horizontal. So you lift your feet, place them back into hand knee, and you bring your right foot down as you finish your cut. Now you'll see the turn from this angle. Here's 5 and 6, and then the turn, drop the jo behind the back, right down the back, before cutting and adjusting your hand knee. So adding on move 8, and move 8 is the same as move 6. So we've got another strike entering forward into left hand knee. So here we go, 5, that's move 6. We're going to turn on the spot, and then we add the new move 8 in, and it's the high guy strike. So we've really got a pattern building here of a ski, block, ski, block, and then we've got a strike, a second strike, a turn and a strike, and another strike, 4th strike. So we're just going to drop the jo to the right hand side, open the foot, raise it above the head, step forward and cut into left hand knee. So exactly the same as move 6. So move 9 incorporates a barai, which is the sweeping strike. It's also a 180 degree turn involved as well, so it's quite a complicated move. So we turn, strike, and step back at the same time. So if we look at it from position 8 here, I turn my front foot 90 degrees and lean into that foot. I tilt the jo and I turn to look behind me. And then reach out with a flat strike and step back into left hand knee, rotating my wrists and pulling the jo back. So turn, reach and strike, and then step back. So that you can see the angle, I'll do it from here. So you get the strike will come towards the camera. So from position 8, I lean and turn, I look where I'm striking, then I strike out with a flat movement and pull the jo right back. So after we've made our barai sweeping strike, we're going to bring our feet together and strike at head height to the side of the head. So let's look at the feet. I'm basically going to keep my front foot where it is and just bring my back foot up. So I get a very narrow stance. At the same time, I drop the jo slightly. It makes like a C shape. And then it whips towards the head height. It's not actually striking the head, as we'll find out when we do the paired 31 kata at some point in the future. But if you imagine it at head height for now, you'll be aiming in the right direction, the right height. There we go, you can see it nicely there. So drop the jo slightly, curves up and whips towards the head. My arm slightly out to the side. So move 11, I'm going to drop the jo behind the head, stepping forward into left hand knee and striking. So raise the hands high, drop the jo behind your back, step forward your left foot into left hand knee and cut. So here's from 10, strike to the head, and then you're going to step forward your left foot and strike. So we have one final move to add into this section, and it's quite a simple move. So after we've made the strike, we're going to draw back into ski kamae, swapping the hands on the jo. So we'll watch that. There's a strike for 11. We let go with our left hand at the end of the jo. Take the jo further up and then let your right hand slide to the end of the jo as you just slide your body back into ski kamae. So let's look at all 12 moves. So after 11, we just draw it back into ready position. This will actually be the start of our next kata. So you may have noticed at the start of the video that this was called the 31 count kata. And it's important that you can actually count the moves out while you're learning them. At a low grade, you'd be expected to say the name of the move, or in this case, the number of the move, before you demonstrate it. So you've got to be able to put a couple of second pause into each move to be able to clearly show it and label it with a number. So let's have a run through now from 1 to 12 in Japanese so you can practice. The counting always comes before the move, not during it. So ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sich, hachi, ku, ju, juich, juni. And if you can say the words and perform the technique at that pace, that'll be fantastic for demonstrating to your instructor. It does take some practice. It's very easy to start saying the numbers as you're making the move. So take time, break it down nice and slowly so you can clearly demonstrate the whole of the 12 moves. And that's it for today's session. I hope you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you at the next one.